it tells you direct substitution, but even if you didn't know that, the first thing you always do is just try to plug in. If that doesn't work, we move on to like other things. But we always try to plug in first. So this would just be like -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 4. And then we would work that out and let's see what we get. So 1 minus 2 is -1 minus 4. So I get -5. And so what that means, if I thought about the graph, I don't know exactly what this graph looks like, but at -1 comma -5, this is a parabola, but I don't know where like the peak is or whatever. But something like that, where that's the point we're looking at. When x is -1, the y value is approaching -5. And in this case, it hits -5. But for the limit, it doesn't have to hit it, it just has to approach. Number 2, people get a little freaked out because you're like, where do I plug in? So 2 goes in place of x, but there is no x, so the 2 has literally no impact. And this is that's like saying y equals 6. Like, what's the limit of y equals 6, which is a horizontal line, when x is 2. So when x is 2, what's the y value you're approaching? 6, right? And there is no x to plug into. Like, literally, no matter what you plugged in, you're going to get 6. 3, we'll notice that when we go to plug in, we're going to get 0 over 0. That's called indeterminate. Right over the top of that thing, so you can't read it. It's called indeterminate. And that means there probably is a limit. We just have to use another method to find it. Plugging in doesn't work. Because we get 0 over 0. Like, I don't know what that means. So it's under factor and cancel. Can anybody tell me what they might do to start? There's 2 ways you can think about it. To start number 3. When you say factor out x, what do you mean? You're not wrong. I just want to know which way you're. So you're going to go, I think this is what you're saying. Like, take an x out, you'll get 4x minus 5. Then you have an x on the bottom. Why would that help us? What can I do now? You can cancel them. And then the problem was I was getting a 0 on the bottom. I went to plug in. I won't anymore because I just canceled it. So I tried a method, I tried factoring, I might try rationalizing, I might try there's other things, and then you go back and try direct substitution again. So yeah, I couldn't plug in right away because I got this indeterminate form. Let me cancel some things. Now can I plug in? Yeah, now if I plug in 0, it works, I get -5. Would anybody think about that canceling differently? I probably would. There's nothing right or wrong about the way you do it, I'm just curious. Anyone else? So I would look at it, maybe this is not a good way for you guys to look at it, but just to go through what I would do. I've got 3 terms there. They all have an x in them, so I can divide each one of them by x. And then that's fair, because I'm doing it to every term. So then I'll get the limit as x approaches 0 of 4x minus 5 over 1, which is the same thing. It's just like a different way to think about it. You're getting the same answer. It's the same thing that's basically happening, but is that okay for 3? Alright, 4. So same thing here. If I go to plug in, I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to get -7. I'm going to get 0 over 0, right? If I do it. That'd be 98 minus 90. Yeah, that's 0 over 0. So we're stuck. It doesn't mean there's not a limit. It means like we have to try something else. 0 over 0 means like keep going, try another method. So I've got a factor. Typically, some people have some trouble factoring this type because that first number is not a 1. But you're going to try to factor it into 2 binomials. And I know 2x squared has to be like 1 times 1. It has to be 2x times x. There's even more clues. Like I is an x plus 7. So probably that's going to cancel. So probably this should be an x plus 7. Like it can't be 2x plus 7, right? So then if that's a 7, what needs to go here? Because when I multiply these two things together, I've got to get negative 7. So that has to be a negative 1, right? Does that make sense how I did that? And then if I want to check it, you could FOIL, you could do boxes, but what you'll get is 2x squared minus 1x plus 14x. And then those two combine, and that's how you get your plus 13 there. And then once I have that, the x plus 7s will go away, and I will just have 2x plus 1 over 1 if you want. Sorry, it's minus 1. Over 1 if you want, or just not over 1 is fine. And now what do I do? Now I plug in. Yeah.
I don't usually write the limit as x approaches 7. Like, is that a problem?
It is a problem. Let me show you why. So if I had like the limit as x approaches 3 of x squared, let's say, and then you just drop it and you're like, I don't know, maybe it was probably a defect. So let's say it was x squared minus 9 over x minus 3. And then you go x plus 3, x minus 3, x minus 3. Cancel those. What you're saying is the limit of this is exactly the same as this. You're saying they're equal. And they're not. Because this has a hole in it and this doesn't, which we didn't quite get into yet. But yes, that is annoying. Get it? The chances you're going to have a free response on the AP test that asks you to do that are very slim. But if you are asked, you're supposed to write the limit every single step. So if you do that on your homework, that is kind of up to you. But if I'm open up the test, you want to make sure you write the limit every step. I didn't even finish this one. It's 2x minus 1, so plug in negative 7, you'll get negative 14 minus 1, so negative 15. Is that good then? So 0 over 0 means try something else. It also means there's a hole in the graph. So it's like one of these situations. We'll get more into that in a couple days. Number 5 is a situation where the limit doesn't exist. So how do you know when that happens? So if I try to plug negative 6 in, what do I get on top? I get 15. Agree? What do I get on the bottom? I get 0, don't I? So this doesn't mean like you can keep going. Does everybody know what this does mean? Can anybody tell me what that would be on a graph? I don't know if you would know. Vertical asymptote. It's a vertical asymptote. So this would have vertical asymptote at x equals negative 6. But we would say the limit does not exist. So 0 divided by 0 means it's possible, keep going, try something else. Any other number divided by 0 means it doesn't exist. It means vertical asymptote, which we'll get into more of that. Alright. Okay, I want to do the trig stuff tomorrow. I want to kind of split this up. It's not like it's hard, it's just, I want you to practice these problems. So, I want you to do all these problems in here, unless it has trig in it. Skip the ones with trig, and then we'll do those ones. Is trig, sine, cosine, that stuff? Yes. It's got a sine or a cosine, so you can skip. Oh, I don't know what that is yet. Tangents. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, send me my cheat sheet.